Hey boys and girls, it's Amber here with today's tips and tricks at TSB's Mad Hair Lab. And with me today, I have my assistant,
I'm Savage.
And we're gonna be going over the difference between professional shampoo versus over-the-counter or unprofessional drugstore shampoo. So we are all natural-born scientists. We have an eager to want to know why and the eager to learn. And in this industry, we are creative. So why not combine our creativity with the science of the hair, the chemistry, and the products that we're using? Because it's going to make us more knowledgeable. It's going to make us more sound. It's going to make us more confident. And most importantly, it's going to keep us curious, it's going to keep us inspired, and it's going to keep us motivated. All right, so today we're going to go over the difference between over-the-counter or not professional shampoo versus our professional shampoo. So the biggest difference between these two besides the price point is going to be the ingredients as well as the pH. So I think we're all familiar with the pH scale. So Perm Savage is going to hold this up for me. So the pH scale is going to let us know as hairstylists how the strength of a chemical as well as the strength of a product. So this scale is going to range from a 1 to 14. Anything from a 0 up to a 6.9 is going to be considered acidic, and our hair is naturally acidic. So anything that lives on that side of the pH scale is going to protect our hair, it's going to maintain our hair's health as well as its color, and it's going to keep the cuticle closed. Anything on the opposite side is going to be 7.1 to 14. It's considered alkaline, and this is going to raise the cuticle, it's going to swell the hair, and ingredients that live on this side of the pH scale are going to be considered harsher or cause more damage. So the whole point of us being hair scientists is to always maintain the integrity of the hair. And in order to do that, we need to keep the cuticle closed. When the cuticle is closed, we're protecting everything that makes the hair what it is. The protein stays intact, the moisture stays in, and we create a nice seal from all the environmental factors that we're exposed to on a regular basis. All right, so what I did was I tested the pH of the shampoos I brought with me today. On that side, we have our unprofessional shampoo or over-the-counter shampoo, and over here we have our professional shampoo. So here at TSB, we are a Redken-focused school, so we carry an all Redken line. So what I brought with me is our first shampoo is going to be Color Extend. Even though that says conditioner, we're just going to act like it's shampoo for today. That shampoo usually lives around a 5 on the pH scale, and hair lives at a 4.5 to 5.5. So we know that's going to maintain the color of the hair as well as the integrity and the health of the hair. The next shampoo I brought in was the Extreme. This is around a 6.5 on the pH scale, and what that does is help replenish protein right after you're doing a lightening service. And the last one I brought in is not Redken focused, but it's part of our TSB family line, and that is our Gen 4, and this is the anti-fade. That's about like a 5.5, so there's actually UV absorbers in there that help maintain your color while protecting your hair as well. So we can tell by professional shampoo, all the pH numbers live under 7, so that's going to tell us that this is going to maintain the health of the hair and the color of the hair. If we look at our unprofessional line, I brought in some herbal essence, some Garnier Fructis, and some Pantene. I tried to choose the best ones that I thought that guests that I've had always use because they smell great. But if you look at the pHs of these, they live around like an 8.5 to a 9.2, which is pretty high considering hair is only at that 4.5 to 5.5. So what these shampoos are going to do is that they're going to open the cuticle, they're going to allow your color to fade pretty quick, and they're going to dry out your hair as well. All right, so you can see what Perm Savage is standing in front of. I colored some hair swatches. So over here we have a nice brown copper, and then we have a pretty intense red. So I shampooed these two swatches with our professional shampoo here at the school. This is one shampoo, this is the second shampoo, so you can see there's not much fading. The two swatches next to it were two shampoos done with the unprofessional line that I brought in. So the first one is going to be the first shampoo with it, the second one is going to be a second shampoo with it. So just doing two shampoos, that is with an unprofessional shampoo, you can see how much that stripped the color out, which means it's going to open the cuticle and not allow it to stay in. For our reds, it kind of does the same thing. It's more noticeable with the redder colors, but you can see how much this has stripped that color just from using something that people will consider more cost effective, but it's not cost effective. People consider it more cost effective, but it's not. Since it's stripping your color, you have to go back and get your color redone a lot sooner than you would if you would invest in professional hair care. Okay, so next we're going to talk about the ingredients, and the first one is going to be our surfactant molecule. So what Perm Savage is going to do for me is she's going to take these 2 bottles of water And she's gonna put a little bit of shampoo in each one of the bottles. So one from the unprofessional line, and then we're gonna do one from our professional line here at the school. After she puts the shampoo in each one of these, she's gonna shake the bottles for me. So she's gonna shake them up, shake herself in the process.
Good for your back.
So once they die down a little bit, you're gonna notice that our unprofessional line is gonna have a lot more suds or a lot more bubbles to it, and that's because of that surfactant molecule. As you can see, our bottle that had the unprofessional shampoo has a lot more bubbles to it. It actually spilled out a little bit, got on my paper. Where the professional one, you don't really see that. And if you look closely, you can see the difference in color as well. This is not as see-through as this is. So why that is happening is because of the ingredient inside of that, and that is called your surfactant molecule. So this nice little image over here looks like a tadpole is going to be a surfactant molecule. You're going to find surfactants in anything that is a cleaning product. So it could be hand soap, dish soap, shampoo, anything that's going to remove product buildup or dirt. What this surfactant molecule does is, you can see, Perm Savage will point to it, it has a positive head and a negative tail. Positive and negative are always going to attract each other. It's like a magnet. So when we're using a product that has surfactants in it, positive and negative attract. Positive head attracts tail, tail attracts head, head attracts tail. It creates this motion, so it creates a circle. So instead of looking like a tadpole, it looks like, I guess, a hula hoop would be better. It looks like a hula hoop. And that hula hoop is going to slide down your hair shaft, picking up dirt and debris. And when you rinse it with water, since it's already circular, it's able to be rinsed off your hair into the water. The downside to surfactants is the more you have in there, the more they strip your hair. So you can excessively strip your hair of your natural oils. Your scalp of your natural oils is going to dry your hair out quicker, and it's going to dull your hair color quicker. All right, the top visual, you can see the surfactant molecules. There's not that many, and this is gonna be in our professional line. The bottom, there's a ton of surfactant molecules, and that's gonna be in our over-the-counter or not professional line. A lot of people like to have a lather, or they think the more lather and more bubbles that they have, the cleaner their hair is gonna be. That just shows you how many surfactants are in there. The more surfactants you have, the bubblier your shampoo is gonna be. The more dry the hair is gonna be, the more quick your color is gonna fade, and the more exposed your cortex is gonna be. So the next ingredient we're going to talk about is the difference between silicones versus humectants. So I'm going to have Perm Savage hold this for me again. So these little red molecules are going to be our silicone molecules. See a little sad face on there. So silicone is pretty prevalent in over-the-counter products. You can also find it in professional products as well. It is responsible for shine and reducing dry time. The downside to silicone is when you have too much of it. So you gotta put that down for me. What silicone does, it creates like a seal, and it's waterproof. So I'm gonna have my lovely assistant put some Vaseline in her arm for me.
Feels nice.
Rub that in real good. And then we're gonna squirt some water on there. And you kind of see how the water just beads right on it. Excessive silicone is doing that to your hair. So in theory, it seems like it's a good idea because it's creating a nice barrier. But when you have a shampoo, like what we have over here, the unprofessional shampoo, and you all those surfactants and you mix that with a ton of silicone, you just dried out your hair excessively, and then you created a, like a shield or a shellac on top of the hair so nothing can penetrate it. It can get no nourishment. It dries out quicker. It feels heavier. It weighs down. It usually feels brittle and dry. Does not take color very well. Sometimes doesn't take heat styling very well. There's a lot of side effects to having too much silicone. It is an oil-based type of molecule, so it's oil soluble. It cannot be dissolved in water. So when you go to shampoo with it again, you're just getting buildup on buildup on buildup of surfactant, silicone, surfactant, silicone, surfactant, silicone. So over time, it's gonna start taking a toll on your hair. So it's drying your hair from the inside out. The other ingredient we're gonna talk about, which is gonna be our friend, is the humectant. So these are gonna be the green molecules on here with the happy face. Humectant's job is to attract water. So this molecule is going to be water soluble, or it loves water, complete opposite of silicone. A lot of professional products will have humectants in them. So what a humectant molecule does is that it absorbs the moisture in the air around us. So we're always surrounded by little droplets of water. What this little guy does is he grabs onto that water so our hair doesn't hold onto it. That way our pH stays where it's supposed to. We don't get frizzy hair and we don't get flyaways. The other good thing about humectants is that since it does hold on to the water, it creates a natural shine to the hair. So instead of getting like a film or a cast that we get with silicone, we get a nice natural shine to the outside of the hair. And then when we go to wash with the professional line again, it comes right out and we have a clean canvas all over. We're not getting a buildup of silicone, we're getting humectant and then it gets shampooed off again. All right, so if you're going to invest in your hair chemical services, you need to invest in the right proper at-home care routine. So how do we protect or expand the life expectancy of something that's no longer alive like our hair? And the only way we can do that is by using professional products. I hope you learned something today. I am Amber here at TSB with today's tips and tricks. I can't wait to see you guys again. So remember to always ask why, always stay curious, and until next time,